Hi, in this video, I'm going to be giving you your exit strategy from the endless cycle of yo-yo dieting. So I'm going to be releasing some of the myth and legend and mystery around what happens after the diet. Because let's face it, diets work. And yes, we've got fantastic products. We've got amazing plans that I can tailor to you specifically as an individual, and I can give you tons of support. But at the end of the day, when you get to your goal weight, the weight will go back on again unless something different happens. So today in this video, I'm going to be telling you about the stabilization and the management phases of our program and how you can do something differently this time to give yourself a different result. So this is a process and it takes time. But what I'd say is that lots of people, when they come to me, place all their focus and their energy and their time on dieting, on the dieting bit, on losing weight, and that's all they focus on. So I'm going to invite you today, after watching this video, to start getting excited and getting curious and really getting interested in the next stage of the process. So start placing some of your focus and energy onto what's going to happen when you get to your goal weight. Because the most important day of your diet is the day after you reach your happy weight. This is when the real work begins. Lots of people think that the dieting bit is the hard bit. Well, the dieting bit is actually the easy bit. And, there are certain challenges that present themselves when you reach goal. But I'm here to take you through it step by step and to get you out the other side, maintaining your happy weight beautifully. So, this diet isn't just a quick fix, and I encourage, yes, we've got fantastic plans and products, and if you choose to, you can let go of weight relatively quickly. But it's not just about losing weight, it's about keeping it off as well. So when you get close to your happy weight, whatever that is, and, we will have talked about that both at your initial consultation and along the way as well. But when you get close to your happy weight, we'll start thinking about moving you up the steps. So whichever step you are on doing your weight loss phase, and most people let go of the majority of their weight on steps 1 and 2. Sometimes it's step 3 as well. But when you get to your happy weight, this is when I'll move you up a step. Now, this is where people kind of start panicking a little bit, because often when you reach your happy weight or goal weight and I move you up to the next step, so if you're on step 2, I'll move you up to step 3. If you were on step 3, I'd move you up to step 4. When I move you up a step in terms of more calories, more food becomes available, you maybe drop one of our products, depending which step it is. Often in the first week, you'll actually stay the same in terms of the results on the scale. Occasionally, you might go up even half a pound or a pound. And this is where people start panicking. If I can't even maintain my weight on 1,000 calories a day or 1,200 calories a day, how on earth am I going to ever be able to eat normally ever again? This is where you have to just take a step back, take a deep breath and trust in the process. This is where your body needs to start kind of rebuilding its metabolism. And often when you move up the steps, it's a little bit of a shock to the system, and it takes a week or 2, or sometimes even 3 weeks for that stabilization process. Everybody's different, and it doesn't always happen that way. I've had people who have moved up from step 2 to step 3 and lost 3 or 4 pounds in 1 week. But nothing surprises me anymore. After 16 years of doing this, and helping people not just let go of weight but keep it off afterwards, nothing surprises me. Our bodies are weird and wonderful, and they all do different things. But it's certainly not unusual to step up and then either stay the same or even gain a little bit. So this is where I need to observe and watch and see what happens to you and your body as an individual. So if you stay the same or even gain a little bit, you stay on that step for another week. When we do start to see a loss, that's when I'll move you up to another step as well. But this is where I will closely observe and watch what's happening. But this is why it's really important that when you reach your goal weight, you make almost a recommitment to yourself to now do the stabilization and management phases properly, so that we can, it's so that we can observe and watch what's happening and move you up those steps in the correct way. So once you've seen a loss, I'll move you up to the next step, and the same process will happen. So we'll watch and we'll observe and we'll see what happens that first week on even a higher step. And usually people either stay the same or a very small gain. And then by the second week, occasionally the third week, we'll see a loss. And when we see a loss, we'll move you up again. Now, at the same time, as you're moving up the steps, like I said before, more calories become available to you, and you'll be dropping the products as you go. And I will talk you through the best choices you can make in terms of food. I'd encourage you to sign up to a calorie tracking app, something like MyFitnessPal. That's what lots of people use. And it's just a really, really good way of keeping track of what you've had every day. When you get towards the top of the steps, so step 5, for example, 1,500 calories a day and just one product a day, usually that's where some people kind of find their balance, somewhere around 1,500 calories a day. Obviously, everybody is different, and, a 25-year-old 6'3" bloke who works in a building site all day will need a very different amount of calories than a 54-year-old woman who sits most of the day, on a chair. So somewhere around 1,500 to 2,500 calories will be where you will find your level, where you don't gain or lose, you're just maintaining beautifully. And at that point, you and I will start experimenting and start thinking about what ways of eating are you going to adopt long term that will allow you to live life to the full, but still live your life at your healthy, happy weight. Now, there are loads of different ways of doing this, and I'll go through them all with you individually nearer the time. But a lot of people seem to find that they fall into the pattern of being fairly restricted in their eating. And I don't mean like 800 calories a day or anything, but fairly rein it in Monday to Thursday or Monday to Friday and relax over the weekend. And that seems to be, and this, I'm talking after the stabilisation phase, and this is management now. That's the kind of routine or way of eating that people find that suits them the most. And again, I'll go through all the specifics and the details about that. So I hope that's kind of lifted some of the mystery and the sort of myths, if you like, around what happens when you get to your goal weight. And what I would say is that when you've stabilised, and that can take anything between 3 to 12 weeks, we're all different. When you have stabilised and you're moving into the management phase, still use me. I still see people that I supported to lose their original weight 15, 16 years ago, and they still come to me. Even though they're at the happy weight, they still come for a monthly check-in. You can have as little or as much support from me when you reach your happy weight and once you're in management. Some people I don't see for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. Most people seem happiest at a monthly check-in with me. And, people say, I've got my own scales at home, but there's something about just coming in, jumping on your scales, having a chat, checking in, maybe picking up a few products that just keeps me on track and at my happy weight. So, and don't forget, once you're at your goal, the day that you don't want to come and see me is the day that you need to come and see me the most. It's a heck of a lot easier to tweak down 4 or 5, 6 pounds than 4 or 5 or 6 stone. So if anything does start going on a little bit, that's the time to come and talk to me, and let's tweak it back down again. In terms of products, I have lots of successful management clients, happy waiters, I call them, who still use products as part of their plan after stabilisation. So it's part of their management plan. And I don't mean they're having 2 or 3 products a day. Lots of people have 1 product a day for breakfast. Some people have 1 or 2 packs a day, just Monday to Thursday. And some people go on plan for a week or 2 before or after Christmas. So there are lots of different ways that you can use our nutritionally balanced products as a way to help you keep at your happy weight. And you don't have to. You know, as a management client, if you want to come in and have a chat, don't think you have to pay to do that, or have to buy food packs to do that. My help to you is free, however you want to use it. So I hope that's helped, released some of the mystery. What I'd invite you to do, if you're on plan with me at the moment, is start thinking about your exit strategy. So you know what step you're on, and you know your rate of weight loss at the moment. So bearing that in mind, what kind of data are we looking at for you to start your exit strategy? So for you to reach your happy weight and start the stabilisation process and move towards that management process. So what does that look like for you in terms of a date this year? If anyone has got any questions, please come and talk to me. You know how to reach me, and we can go through it individually in terms of your lifestyle and your setup as well. Hope that's helped. Bye for now.